Welcome, one and all. My name is Shane, and this is Wizard 101. Now, recently I have decided to start this channel up again, and I've been doing some Valorant live streams, but I've decided that it might also be good to mix in some pre-made content that is about 30 minutes in length, because streams are not usually the best for people to stick around for. Some people want to have short, nice content that they can just watch. So I decided we will start with the classic, Wizard 101. This is an old game. It's a multiplayer game, and I haven't actually beaten the game, so I've decided I will go from start to finish and record my entire process through the entire game. I've only gotten up to level 58, so once we get past that point, everything will be new for me as well. And so, I guess let's get started. Let's make a new wizard. And there is dialogue inside the game, and so when there is dialogue, I will not be speaking, so you'll be able to hear the audio just fine.
Aha! The spell is working. Look, Gamma. Finally, we have found one. Oh! A young wizard. A student with amazing potential. Enough, perhaps, to save Wizard City.
Oh, really? Where?
Oh, a very, very distant realm. My goodness. On a world that does not even believe in magic. I wonder what manner of wizard they might become. Perhaps we should consult the Book of Secrets.
Headmaster Ambrose turns to regard you intently.
Answer these questions to find out what type of wizard you are.
Now, I would take the test, except I have already decided to pick a class, or a school, as they call them here, that I haven't done yet. So we're just going to go ahead and skip the test. And I've decided to go with Ice. No particular reason why, I just decided it would be a cool school to try out, because my main character is a Life, and Life is not very good at progressing on your own, because you get very poor spells until level 58, or like level 54, somewhere around there. But anyway, let's continue on with Ice. You can read this if you want to pause it. I'm not going to read it out, but there it is. Okay, let's continue.
But now that we know what you are, what do you look like?
Yes, character creation. So they've actually, since I've last played this, they've updated how you create characters. So let's see what this is like. Man, character models are interesting, to say the least. Let's custom create. Wow, they've overhauled this. I don't know. Let's go. Yes. That's a hairstyle. Yeah, sure. Let's go with that one. Oh, they got more hairstyles back here too. Let's go for a nice, I don't know. Outstanding protagonist color. So green. Sure, why not? Oh, they have other pages. It's a color wheel. Rainbow colors. My word. They really outdone themselves with this color palette. But we're just gonna stick with well, that's a good green. Yeah, let's do that green. The eye options. Yeah, let's go with that. I don't want to go too deep down the rabbit hole here, so let's go with the blue. Eyebrow colors. Let's go with like a blackish, or yeah, blackish color. Why not? Or actually, yeah, maybe a green color. Just hair thick. The hair. Mouths are intriguing. Ooh, that one's disturbing. Let's go with I don't know, yeah, that one. Sure. You could change the color. Let's stick with the default color. That'll work. Skin tone, it's fine. I don't need to change it. Face paint. That's a little extra. Oh no, needs glasses. Okay. Ah, there we go. And now we can change the hat color. So since we are going with ice, let's do a nice bluish color on these. With some oof, none of these colors go well with blue, so we're just gonna black will work. Yeah. So we're just gonna go with that. Blue and black. Blue and black. Boot colors, blue, black for the trims. That is not blue. I mean, all this doesn't really matter because we're gonna get gear that's gonna change it up anyway. But I think this is good. So, on to the next thing.
Remember, if you ever wish to alter your appearance in the future, simply pay a visit to the Magic Mirror Shop in the shopping district.
That's new. Previously, you weren't able to change anything about your appearance once you've edited it. Once you've picked your character here.
All right then. What is your name?
Yes. It's time to pick a name. Here, let's go with Elric. Spell. Spell. Oh man, none of these are good. Yeah, Elric Story Coin. Sure. There we go. There you go. Character creation done. So let's go play the actual game.
Well, hello, if it isn't our newest student. My name is Merle Ambrose. I am the headmaster of the Ravenwood School of Magical Arts. We're expecting great things from you, but first things first. To move around, use the arrow keys on your keyboard. Try it now. My owl friend would like to speak with you. Walk up to Gamma and follow his instructions to talk.
Now, you may be asking, are you really doing the tutorial? And my answer to that is, yes. Yes, I am. If you don't like it, I can leave a timestamp in the description about when the tutorial is over. But I figured, since it is a full playthrough, might as well play the whole thing through and through, as it is intended to play for a first comer to the game.
Hello! My name is Gamma the Owl, and I am quite pleased to meet you. Wizards test their skills by summoning fantastic creatures and dueling. To become a master wizard, you must learn every spell in your class. Wizards love to duel. The more spells you learn, the better a duelist you'll become.
Ah yes, cutscenes. My favorite.
Oh!
How odd. Come along, young wizard. Let's investigate the matter. Meet me in the tower.
You'd best follow the headmaster. You're safe with him. To the tower!
Now, it is important to note that this game is intended to go towards a, 10-year-old audience, so keep that in mind when you're watching, that the themes may seem childish, and
Who's
it's
there?
because they're supposed to be.
Malistaire.
Ambrose.
You are no longer welcome here. Why have you returned?
I'm here to resolve our unfinished business. Is this your latest student? My henchman will see to your little friend.
Hurry along, young wizard. Take this deck of spell cards and deal with those creatures while I tend to Malistaire himself.
Don't be so sure of yourself, old man.
Run up and confront them. Be brave. I will guide you.
Here we go. The combat in this game.
You've drawn these spells from your deck. Quickly. You must choose a spell and use it to attack one of Malistaire's henchmen by clicking on him.
Yep, and this is their introduction to the card-based combat that this game features. It's not the best, it's not the worst, but it's pretty alright as far as combat goes with cards. Every spell has a little animation that goes with it, and they have been revamping their spells for their 10-year anniversary that happened a little while ago.
You're hurt. You'll need to pay attention to your current health. This red crystal ball shows your health. If you run out of health in a wizard duel, you'll be defeated. The blue crystal ball shows how much mana you have left. Well, mana is magical energy. If you run out of mana, you won't be able to cast any more spells. When you're out of mana, you'll be at the mercy... Why so distracted? We're under attack. Oh, my. Call me a fool. I had all but forgotten.
Ah, yes, big brain moments.
Where were we then? Right. Attack his henchman again.
Yes, when you forget that you're in the middle of combat. Man, this game just has the best dialogue.
Aha! You doddering fool! Your student is no match for my forces.
Oh no, you're in trouble. Quickly, use the unicorn spell and cast it on yourself. It will replenish.
Ah, yes. Making it through the battle. What a thrilling experience. You know, that spell has actually gotten quite a bit of a revamp to it. It's pretty good.
Creatures, you've let the young whelp heal. Defeat the whelp or you'll suffer for it. Use your spells to weaken the young wizard's spells.
Here, young wizard. Take some more pips. They power your spells. The more pips you have, the stronger the spells you can cast. Quickly now. Pick another spell and cast it at one of them.
You know, I just noticed these pips are not going along the outside of the spell circle here. It's kind of diverging into my life ring. That is some top tier game development.
Oh my, that spell reduced the power of your own spell.
At last, you fools earn your keep. Now, finish the child.
Cast this Balance Blade spell on yourself. It will increase your next spell's power.
That was a new audio cue. That sounded pretty good.
This one learns fast, Alistair. Two can play at that game. I've got it. Use this meteor strike spell. It will strike both of the henchmen. Here are the pips to cast it with. With the balance blade spell you've already cast, the meteor strike spell should finish them off. Cast it now.
Yep, so if you are one of the brave few people who are actually sticking with me through the tutorial battle, congrats. This is actually, I wish I probably should have skipped it, but it wouldn't be a full playthrough, now would it? So we'll just have to suffer through it together. There we go. That is victory.
Oh, excellent work, young wizard. Now, let me see to Malistair. I'll show him. Threatening a new student before orientation, no less?
Another time, old man. I have what I came for. And now I'll take my leave of this wretched place.
He's gone, and none too soon. What sinister goal brought him here? Oh, my. You look a bit the worse for wear. Here, let me restore you to your full health and manner. On the bright side, congratulations. Defeating Malistair's henchmen has earned you some experience. This experience bar will help you track your progress. When the bar fills up, you'll gain a level and be able to learn new spells. Now, do you have any questions, young wizard? What's that? You don't know how to speak? Oh, my pardon. Well then, let me teach you how to use menu chat, and we'll see what you have to say for yourself. This is the menu chat button. Click on it to say something. You have the way of it. Now you can chat with anyone you meet and make lots of friends here.
Yes. Interesting fact about the chat system. So you will have your open chat here with your pre-made messages. But then if you hit enter, it'll give you a little text box. You can type things out, and then they have two other methods of typing. Unfortunately, I can't use the last tier of it, which filters out all bad words and things that they don't approve of. But it doesn't really matter that much, because we have things like Discord and other communication methods.
You can also hit enter and type your own messages using text chat. But players under 13 will first need their parents' permission. You'll also need a spellbook and a wand. There you go. No young wizard should ever be without them. I should say, young wizard, that I was quite impressed with your courage. There's little doubt but that a great destiny awaits you. Who knows? Maybe you'll fill my shoes and become headmaster someday. But now, if you'll excuse me, I have a mountain of duties to attend to right now, including readying your enrollment. So if you don't mind waiting for a moment or two, I'll pop back to my office and straighten up. I'll summon you when things are presentable. So many books and papers to tidy up. Where did I put those forms? See you soon.
Yep, so that was the tutorial battle, and the whole reason I cannot use the this chat over here is mainly because when I made my account, I was not as smart or bright as I am now, and so I did not enter a fake age. And so when you're younger than the age of 13 when you make your account, and that's the age of your account, they are legally required to not hold any of your information, because US laws. And so since they don't know your age, they don't know when you get past 18, and you'll just never get the full free chat system that allows you to type numbers, can't be typed, other bad words can't be typed. Your chat is just really restricted. Like, you can still generally type with that, but it's not the full experience. But here, let's see what Merle Ambrose has to say to continue this storyline.
Welcome to Ravenwood Academy, young wizard. And normally, this is where you'd be enrolled and sent to your classes. But times are not normal. There's some kind of supernatural incursion in Unicorn Way that must be dealt with immediately. I wonder. You've demonstrated such potential, I think practical experience will serve you better than lectures. Care to put your talents to the test? Splendid! Time is of the essence, so I'll teleport you there directly. Seek out Private Connolly, the Wizard City Guard in charge of that area.
Welcome to Unicorn Way.
Yeah, that's another change. You used to have to walk all the way to Unicorn Way from Merle Ambrose's, like, office, I guess. Now they just teleport you there.
There are creatures here who will attack you if you get too close to them, so stick to the task at hand.
Whoa, 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 young student. The street's very dangerous right now. Is there something I can help you with?
Wizard, do you see the symbol above Private Connolly's head? That means he has something important to tell you. Go speak with him.
There you go. Questing system.
What's that? You say the headmaster sent you to help us? Well then, you're just the person, or wizard, I've been waiting for. This used to be a pleasant street, but we've been invaded by hordes of strange creatures. The guards and I have been doing our best to push the creatures back, but we're no match for their dark magic, especially the undead. Maybe your fancy wizard magic will do the trick. Go battle a few of those lost souls, then report back to me. Good luck.
To battle the monsters, run up to them on the street. When you get close enough to them, they will summon a combat sigil, and you will be pulled into combat. If you want to avoid battle, you can keep safe by staying on the sidewalk.
If you can drive away some of these lost souls, we'll be in your debt.
There you go. First quest, free Unicorn Way. So this episode might just be a little bit longer until we get into a decent portion of Unicorn Way, to where I feel free to cut the video off, because if you skip the main battle combat tutorial, then you'll have a really short episode. So we'll probably aim for about 45-ish minutes, maybe 30. See how things go. Let's defeat some lost souls. Let's beat this quest. So now we are in the proper combat. We have our base deck. So the spells you got in the tutorial are completely different than the actual cards in the game, and it just eases you into it. So there's one. Wait for yourself to become non-invisible and intangible so that you can re-enter combat and beat yet another monster. That's kind of the whole combat system behind this. And take it as you will. It works. It's easy to understand. That it gets some complexity to it later, which we'll reach that eventually.
Beaten by a mere student, wizard. Come, souls, let's get lost somewhere safer. While your character is transparent, you are safe from combat, but it only lasts for a short time. Get to the sidewalk before it wears off.
And that was quite the voice line. And you see, we got some equipment from that. So this will give us extra 3 health. Not a lot, but it'll get better eventually. And as you saw there, we just picked up some of those red pips, which are health. And those are just scattered throughout the streets of all the areas and zones.
That Let's turn the tide. We'll follow your lead and start pushing these ghostly things back. But I'm worried we won't be able to drive the phantoms away for good without knowing why they're attacking us. We've got to find out what's behind this. Another intrepid student, Sirin Nightchan, also came to help. Maybe he's learned something useful.
Man, I would sure hope so.
Oh, hey there, I'm Saren. You're new here, aren't you? Well, I for one am very glad you're here. I couldn't help but notice how you took down those lost souls. I have to say, I'm quite impressed by your spell-slinging skills.
His eyes, they're quite disturbing, even with the updated poly count of everything in the game, but this is just, oof, it's rough.
When I heard there was trouble on Unicorn Way, I rushed right over. But then I saw what's out there. Skeletal pirates. Skeletons I can handle, but skeletal pirates? Pah! Yar! No thank you! Pirates give me the heebie-jeebies.
Excuse me, did I hear you two talking about skeletal pirates? If you're going to face them, please come talk to me first.
It would be good to know exactly what we're up against. Do you think you could battle a few skeletal pirates to see how tough they are? Great! I'll mark their location on your map. Thank you so much.
Ooh, press M to access your map. You'll notice several points of interest, including the locations of enemies. Because you'll be engaging in combat, it's imperative you know how to regain health and mana. If you need to boost your health, collect the red wisps you see along the street. Oh, if you need mana, collect blue wisps. Remember, casting spells costs mana, and fleeing combat drains it completely. So keep your reserves full.
Go battle a few of the skeletal pirates on Unicorn Way. The guards will appreciate a report on their combat tactics.
Yeah, yep. So we have gotten extra tutorial tips, and as you can see, we did just level up. So if we press C on our keyboard, we are now level 2, and that's how much experience we need to get to. That's how much health we have, and that is what our base is. We had 500, and we gained an extra 30. So 31, I guess. Interesting. Yeah. Wait a minute. That number does not seem quite right. Yep, well, let's go ahead and defeat those skeletal pirates and see how this leads us to greater things. As you can see, there are other players wandering around. The game is quite devoid of other people, just because of how old it is. So just like Counter-Strike Global Offensive, you might say, dead game. But there are still quite a few servers that are quite full. So it's not quite a dead game just yet. Okay, one more. Just gotta wait for intangibility to wear out. There it is. I should remove these because I've already got my own, which are better. So we did not quite finish him off, so let's go ahead and hit him with another spell. All the monsters that are in the first beginning couple of streets in the area, in Wizard City, the main world, are quite easy to defeat, and then once you get past, I think it's the second world, things start to get a little bit harder, but the difficulty curve remains pretty straight.
Parley, parley! Ye got guts, little wizard.
wizard. More than us to be sure, but ye be no match for that which rattles in the darkness.
Outstanding. There's even more voice acting throughout the entire game. They have probably doubled down on the amount of voice acting, and not all of it is amazing voice lines. But at least they're trying. Now we just gotta go run back and get back the task.
Oh, wow! You made it back! I mean, how'd it go? What did you learn? The pirates warned about a rattle in the darkness? See, this is what I was talking about. Pirates are always creepy and frustratingly vague. What is clear is that some evil magic has emerged here, and we're going to need more than a handful of guards to stop it. There is a powerful, ancient being who may be able to help us understand the dark forces we're facing, the wise seraph, Lady Ariel. Not only does Lady Ariel possess strong magic, she's also the warden of the ferries, and they keep her well informed. Perhaps she's heard something about this rattle in the darkness. Go speak with her in the hedge maze at the far end of Unicorn Way.
Hey, look at that, we got another piece of gear. It's for frost armor. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna just click on this and it'll take it out of the deck, as I don't think we actually need it. We'll keep the other ones just in case we need them for whatever reason. But in this game there's a whole bunch of schools, and for any school that's an opposite of yours, you will take damage or you'll deal bonus damage. So fire and ice, life and death, and then myth and storm, and then balance is just kind of like in the middle there. I think life does extra damage to it, but it's all kind of stuff you just figure out once you progress through the game enough. But yeah, big part of this game is just kind of running around. I do have mounts on my other characters, but I will not be transferring anything over to this account. It'll be a raw, pure playthrough by itself, as if this was your first wizard. And due to that, not having mounts that give you an additional speed boost when you're running around, after this episode and every episode after it, I will be doing some jump cuts unless I have content to speak with.
Halt! What purpose brings you into our hedge maze? Forgive me, young wizard. These dark times make me leery of new faces. But now I see the light within you. We've much to discuss. The evil forces that loosed the undead upon Unicorn Way have also corrupted my precious fairies. Please, you must help them. Vile bone cages have appeared along Unicorn Way. They are filled with a mysterious dark magic that corrupts all fairy folk who venture near them. Dispel the dark magic in the bone cages, then bring me fairy dust from those it corrupted. It may reveal to me who is behind this atrocity. It pains me to say it, but the only way to obtain the fairy dust is to wrestle it from the dark fairies in combat. Try to be gentle. Once you've dispelled the bone cages and collected the fairy dust, return to me immediately. Good luck, young wizard. May the light guide you.
And there we go. So, next quest. The quest is going to be opened by pressing Q, so we gotta do bone cages and the dark fairies. Luckily, there are 2 bone cages right here. Now I just have to beat 2 dark fairies. Now, in the first couple of realms, or first couple of streets, you will only be fighting 1 enemy at a time per wizard in the battle. This is a quite important thing to understand, because it gets a lot harder when you have 2 against 1 versus 1 against 1. Now I just have to hope this person that's floating on top of me doesn't get pulled into combat with me. Because then I'll have to deal with another one. Which, I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because then I gotta beat the quest faster. But it's a trade-off. And this is basically the whole game. It's get quest, do battle, finish quest, advance to next quest. But hey, if you've played any MMORPG, then you would know the gist of it. So, now, I'm just gonna grab that because it's nearby. And we're gonna beat one more. If it'll let me. There we go. Yeah, another thing that they improved since an update is that the fight and collect quests, where you have to basically beat a certain number of monsters and collect items, they have drastically increased drop rates of those items, so you won't have to beat nearly as many monsters to collect them. Which is great for a video like this, because that means I won't have to cut as much out. Or do speed cuts, or whatever.
Oh, I can feel the darkness down in my bones. But now that terrible cloud has been lifted, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about that voice line. That's a little questionable. There we go, that's all the bone cages. Now we just go talk back to Lady Oriole. And let her know that we did her work she is supposed to do. Because that's how you find out. You do everyone's work for them.
You hear a tiny, joyful voice call your name.
Thank you for helping us, kind wizard. Your courage and benevolence will not soon be forgotten by the fairy folk.
You've cemented your reputation as a hero to the fairy folk, young wizard. With the bone cages dispelled, I can help the other corrupted fairies in time. Now we must root out who is behind this attack. Please, let me examine the fairy dust. Is that? But how? The fairy dust displays scars of a dark magic banished from this world long ago. Could it be? Rattle in the darkness? Rattlebones. In life, a ruthless tyrant who was banished to the underworld for his crimes. If I focus, perhaps I can sense his location. Oh, so much darkness. No, my vision is obscured. All I see is a tower ringed in bones. Siren Nightchant knows Unicorn Way. Perhaps he can help. You must hurry. Here, take this broom. It will allow you to travel to Siren much faster. Now fly, and may the light guide you.
You've received a temporary mount that will expire after 1 day. You can also purchase permanent mounts from mount vendors or the crown shop. To equip a mount, press B to open your backpack. Next, click on the Mount tab and double-click on the mount you wish to use.
Quickly, you must ride to Siren at once. Ask him if he knows of a tower ringed in bones. Go.
Yep, so there is the enchanted broom, and then we also get some frost dusted shoes, which I don't care about. But anyway, I feel like that is a good place to leave off the video. So, next episode we'll continue on with the main storyline. We will be doing jump cuts, and yeah, we'll just be progressing. So, if you liked the video, give it a like. If you disliked the video, dislike the video. If you have any ideas on how to improve my videos in the future, go ahead and leave a comment. If you want to catch our streams, they don't have a schedule, so it's just kind of have the bell rung be subscribed. You'll get notified when I start streaming. And that will be all. Thank you for watching.